Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right with your money? You're budgeting, you're working hard, you're trying to save, but it just slips through your fingers? Like there's some kind of invisible wall between you and real financial freedom? Well, today we're diving into a really fascinating 21-day plan based on Rhonda Byrne's work that promises to totally rewire that relationship. And the crazy part is, it's not about changing what you do, but by changing how you think.
It really all kicks off with this one powerful question. What if wealth isn't about chasing money at all, but about attracting it by just fundamentally changing your mindset? And listen, we're not just talking about positive thinking here. This is about a deep internal shift that can literally transform your external reality. This is the big idea we're going to unpack today, and it might just change everything you believe about cause and effect when it comes to your bank account.
Welcome to Daily Book Insight, where we transform powerful books into clear, actionable guides for your life.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll nail down the core idea, the link between your thoughts and your money. Then, we'll get into the actual framework, the 21-day mind reset. We're going to break that down into 3 powerful pillars. The first one is all about defining what you want with total clarity. The second is about reshaping your daily reality. And the third, well, that's about turning you into a money magnet. And finally, we'll wrap it all up so you can start your own countdown, like today.
So let's jump right in with that foundational piece of the puzzle, the undeniable connection between what's going on in your head and what's showing up in your bank account.
So the book makes this incredibly bold claim. Your money problems aren't caused by your job or the economy or anything outside of you. They're caused by your thoughts. I mean, think about it. If you are constantly worrying about not having enough, if your internal chatter is all about debt and bills, you're basically programming your mind to create more of that reality. Your income, your savings, they're just a physical printout of your most dominant thoughts about money. They are the symptom, not the cause. And this really shows the 2 different mindsets we can operate from. Most of us, let's be honest, were raised with scarcity thinking. We hear things like, we can't afford that, or money doesn't grow on trees, and these ideas become our subconscious programming. They just run in the background of our lives. But abundance thinking, it just flips that script entirely. It's a conscious choice to believe there's more than enough to go around, and that money is just a tool for good, for growth, for living a bigger life. And the argument is that this isn't just a psychological trick. It's about aligning with a universal law that just mirrors your own mindset right back at you.
And this idea isn't even new. Rhonda Byrne was heavily inspired by this book from way back in 1910, The Science of Getting Rich. Over a century ago, Wallace Wattles was making the same argument, that getting wealthy is a science, just like math. It starts with mastering your thoughts. He believed there are these precise mental laws, and if you follow them, you'll get rich with mathematical certainty. It doesn't matter where you're starting from.
So, if our thoughts are the cause, how in the world do you change a lifetime of thinking a certain way? That is where the 21-day reset comes in.
So why 21 days? Well, it's based on that popular idea that it takes about 3 weeks of doing something consistently to form new neural pathways in your brain. It's like you're creating a new path in a forest. The first few times, you really have to push through the weeds. But after 21 days of walking that same route, you've carved out a clear, easy-to-follow path. You're basically weakening the old, overgrown paths of scarcity and building a new superhighway for abundance in your brain. And the whole 21-day plan is built on this really simple 3-step model. It's called the creation process. First, you ask for what you want with absolute clarity, no vague wishes. Second, you have to believe that you've already received it. And honestly, this is the hardest part for most people. It means letting go of all doubt. And finally, step 3 is to get into the feeling of receiving, feeling the joy and gratitude right now as if it's already here. You'll see how every single daily exercise is designed to help you master these 3 steps.
So, how do we start this whole thing? Well, the first pillar of practices is all about getting crystal clear on your desires. Because think about it, you can't attract something if you haven't clearly defined what it is.
The whole journey kicks off on day 1 with a wish list. You're asked to list at least 20 things money can buy. And here's the key: forget what feels realistic. This whole exercise is designed to break you out of that small-minded thinking. But the most important part is the feeling. As you write down a debt-free life or a trip to Paris, you have to let yourself feel that excitement, that joy, as if it's already real. That's what stamps the desire onto your subconscious mind.
On day 5, we get this awesome genie metaphor. The universe doesn't judge your wishes. It doesn't care if they're big or small. It just responds to the signal you're sending out with your focus. So if your attention is always on your lack of money, the genie says, your wish for more lack is my command.
But if you can train your mind to focus on those things from your wish list, to really feel them, the genie says, your wish for abundance is my command. It's the ask step in its purest form.
And this is exactly why visual tools are so incredibly powerful. On day 12, the plan is to create a money vision board. See, your subconscious mind, the part that's running the show like 95% of the time, it thinks in pictures and feelings, not words. So by gathering pictures of your desires, the car, the house, that bank balance, and looking at them every day, you're bypassing your logical, doubting brain and speaking directly to your subconscious. You're programming it to see wealth as your new norm.
Okay, so you've defined your desires. Pillar number 2 is all about the daily habits that actually reshape your internal reality and those deep beliefs you have about money.
The day 2 practice is a total game changer, especially if you get that painful feeling when you spend money. You know, that feeling of loss or fear when you pay a bill? That actually sends out a powerful signal of lack, which just blocks more money from coming to you. This exercise flips that feeling completely. Every time you spend money, you immediately imagine that same amount flowing right back to you, and you feel genuine gratitude for it. It turns spending from something tense into something easy, something that just flows.
And these practices aren't just one-off tasks. They're meant to be woven together into a new daily rhythm. So, you start your day with gratitude, like the day 11 practice. During the day, you reframe every single purchase, like we just talked about. And then at night, as you're drifting off to sleep, you listen to wealth affirmations. That's when your conscious mind is relaxed and your subconscious is super open to new programming. It's about creating a 24/7 mental environment of wealth.
Building on that idea, the day 14 practice targets unpaid bills, probably one of the biggest sources of money anxiety for people. Instead of seeing a pile of stress, you're told to write thank you for the money across each one. Now this does 2 amazing things. First, it makes you acknowledge and be grateful for the thing you already received, the electricity, the internet. Second, it expresses gratitude in advance for the money that you know is coming to pay for it. It turns a trigger for anxiety into a moment of gratitude.
The final pillar takes us even further. It's not just about thinking differently, it's about embodying the state of wealth. It's about moving beyond just asking and believing to actually becoming an energetic match for the abundance you want.
So here's the bottom line. Receiving isn't passive. You have to be emotionally aligned with it. As the day 7 practice says, feeling good is the frequency of receiving. Think of it like a radio. You can't tune into your favorite pop station if your dial is set to the news channel, right? It's the same thing. You can't tune into abundance if your emotional dial is set to worry or fear. Joy, gratitude, ease. Those are the emotions that tune your dial to the frequency of wealth. And the practice on day 13 takes that to the next level, the level of identity. You're asked to spend a whole day acting as if you're already a multimillionaire. Now, this isn't about being arrogant or spending money you don't have. It's an internal rehearsal. How would a financially free person walk? Talk. What decisions would they make? The goal is to rehearse this new identity until it feels totally normal to your subconscious mind. And when your subconscious accepts it, your outer world has to start changing to match it. The entire 21-day process builds up to this final, powerful practice. You're guided to create a calm, confident, super detailed vision of your life 5 years from now, with all your money dreams already a reality. This isn't a desperate wish, it's a calm knowing. It's like setting a destination in the GPS for your subconscious mind. This practice locks in all the new habits and beliefs you've built, giving your mind a clear blueprint to work towards long after the 21 days are over. So, we've walked through the philosophy, the framework, and the key practices that can completely shift your financial reality from the inside out. Now, let's bring it all home. If you remember nothing else from this, remember these 5 things. Number 1, your thoughts create your financial reality. Period. Number 2, clarity is the first step. You got to know what you want. 3, gratitude is a powerful multiplier. It turns fear into a magnet for more. 4, feeling good is the frequency of receiving. Your emotion is your point of attraction. And finally, number 5, consistent practice is what makes this work. It literally forges new habits in your brain. We've explored this whole 21-day process, but really, the practice is a lifestyle. The real countdown, your countdown, begins the moment you decide to consciously choose your thoughts. So the question I want to leave you with is this. What is the very first abundant thought you are going to choose to focus on right now to start your journey? If you found this helpful and you're ready to start your own countdown to riches, please like this, subscribe, and share it with any of your friends or family who want to upgrade their life. Thanks for watching.